So, ladies and gentlementals, we just got a brand new Gran Turismo 7 trailer released the other day, and I figured it would be a pretty decent video to make a trailer breakdown slash reaction to. So this is going to be a pause and talk style breakdown of the Gran Turismo 7 trailer released on September 9th, and I'm going to be breaking down a few things that are kind of hidden in the trailer and my thoughts on it and stuff like that. If you guys want to watch this full trailer uncut without my stupid voice cutting in every few seconds, link will be in the description. So without further ado, let's get started. So as it says at the bottom, it's a mix of gameplay and in-game cinematics captured on the PS5, which is kind of typical for most modern game trailers these days. So it seems like we're getting a new Porsche Group C car. I'm not really too familiar with it, to be honest. I'm not even sure if it's in GT Sport, but that one on the left is really catching my attention. The animation of that bird flying off was just so sick. Now, one thing I gotta say right off the bat, the reflections look absolutely gorgeous on this game. It's like Gran Turismo 4 on PCSX2 with blending accuracy turned to Ultra plus 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 Super Alpha Omega. It's pretty gnarly. You could even see the orange peel of the paint on this trailer, which is pretty freaking gnarly and is an awesome detail in my opinion. This is clearly paying an homage to the Gran Turismo 3 trailer. It seems like they did it for Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, and 4 throughout this, so that's pretty cool that they're kind of giving like wink wink nudge nudges to the past Gran Turismos that everybody loves. I believe this one's paying a tribute to Gran Turismo 2, although it might not be familiar to most people, but I'm pretty sure this is the overhead shot of the S2000 that it's referencing here. And as far as this track goes, it's very obviously somewhere in Europe. I'm going to guess it's France, but it could also be Italy. I'm not really sure what those statues are, but that is clearly referencing either Paris or Rome. This is probably the Rocky Mountains or Alaska would be my guess. So right here, this is one of the shots that I am the most excited for. So this shot right here, I am assuming is at Glacier Point, which is at Yosemite National Park. In the background there, you can see Half Dome, and I'm fairly certain that's one of the views you get at Glacier Point. A few of the tracks that were actually in Yosemite National Park back in Gran Turismo 4 were El Capitan and Cathedral Rocks Trail 1 and 2. Does this say that any of those tracks are confirmed? Absolutely not. This could just be photo mode, but who knows? Those tracks could be in the game, but they also couldn't. But I know for certain, based on this, that Yosemite National Park is going to be in photo mode, so that's really cool. So my guess is that this is Montana, but it could also be a place in the European Alps, although it doesn't exactly look like it would be the Alps. And this scene is obviously paying tribute to the Gran Turismo 4 intro. Really sweet. The nostalgia is absolutely flowing through my nether regions right now. This is pretty much my favorite frame from the entire trailer. I'm sure Night Drive is combing himself over this view of the CLK right now. The lighting is gorgeous, the clarity is gorgeous, the heat waves and the mirage coming off the ground. This game looks absolutely fantastic. I see zero flaws in it. I thought it couldn't get better from Gran Turismo Sport as far as looks go. This just knocked Gran Turismo Sport out of the park and pretty much any other racing game I've ever seen. Now I think this is kind of cool. This is obviously going to be like the layout of the main menu and showing off like all the different facilities where you get things done. But I'm pretty sure this is just an aesthetic thing. This isn't going to be something where you can actually drive around and go to like a free roam mode. Obviously, because this is Gran Turismo, it's not GTA. Livery editor confirmed, although this was going to be quite obvious because it's already in Gran Turismo Sport. So here's some of the photo mode locations. We have Tahiti, Lower Manhattan, Morocco, Madagascar, Quebec City, Copenhagen, Aron, and Hakone, and it's going to flash a few more as we go. I find it kind of funny that at the top left it has 700 million credits. Daily workout is making a return, PP points are making a return, giggity. Leveling system is making a return, and so far this menu layout does look very similar to GT Sport. I'm not sure if it's going to stay like this. This could just be like a temporary placeholder. They might make some changes, or this could be the way it actually looks whenever it comes out. We'll just have to wait a little bit longer for that to be confirmed. I'm not going to list every single location on here, but these are all photo mode locations. These are not tracks, so don't get too hyped up about it. Seems like the photo mode is going to be really solid in this game, which is nice, but I don't think photo mode should be the main showcase for the game. I don't think that should be the thing people get most hyped up for, but it seems like they're really proud of it, and it does actually look pretty freaking sweet, so I'll give them that. Now this photo looks absolutely gorgeous. It seems like the photo mode is going to be very, very in-depth and extensive in this game, which is, like I said, pretty nice. So it seems like this is some kind of car museum. I'm not sure if this is a real-life location. At the bottom, Sarah, the person, I don't know, says, "Did I mention that this is quite an exclusive place? Only a chosen few drivers get to hear about it. Neat, I guess." Okay, this is where it gets a little bit weird. For the 1997 GT500 Supra, 91,430,700 credits. 92 million for a flattened Beetle. 95 million for this? I'm guessing they're going to have a few uber expensive cars for some reason. And at the top you can see the Ford GT 2006, so that car is going to be making a return as well. This close-up shot of the R32 looks so good. Look at the reflections and the gloom on it. Even those meats, dude. Like, look at that meat. Now, I'm really curious what this is. This is like some kind of penthouse thing, I guess. I don't know, but it's neat to point out how they're putting so much detail even to stuff like this. Now, although this shot of the Nürburgring looks absolutely gorgeous, there's one thing that I'm really hoping they make an option. Please make an option to disable the freaking motion blur. Motion blur is nice for some things, but for me personally, I cannot stand motion blur in games. I think it just makes everything look way off and weird. Motion blur is not natural, and it shouldn't be natural. That is all like a cinematic camera type thing. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the motion blur, but if they add an option to disable it, then I will be 110% down with it. But so far, these shots of the cars on the track look so gorgeous. The reflections off the asphalt from the headlights. The amount of detail going into this game is gargantuan. So at the bottom, we could see a few available circuits that are listed. And as you can see at the bottom right, High Speed Ring, which is now confirmed to be based in Japan. In GT4 and GT5, it kind of looked like a European track, but I guess it's actually going to be based in Japan now. Yes, it is a fictional track, but I always like to guess like where some fictional tracks would be based in. And Japan wasn't my guess for High Speed Ring, but I guess that's what they decided to base it in for this game. And just like we saw in the first trailer, these are how the tracks are going to be mapped out, basically on a world map. Cool addition. Big fan of it. Now this shot looks gorgeous. I'm not sure about the water textures though. It seems to have a pretty distinct grid-like pattern to it, but not too upset about it. You're barely going to be seeing it in the game anyways. But overall, so far, it looks very similar to GT5's High Speed Ring. So I'm not really familiar with this track. This is Sardegna Road Track. I'm probably pronounced that wrong. I don't know if this track is in GT Sport or GT6 or what, because I haven't played much of GT5 and later. But in case it is a new track, here's a shot of it. Looks pretty cool. So this seems to be the new track that I was eyeballing in the first trailer. So in the first trailer, there was a location that was really close to Pikes Peak, and I was assuming that it was going to be Pikes Peak, but it seems like it's going to just be a Colorado Springs rally track instead. A little bit bummed out about it. That doesn't mean Pikes Peak absolutely won't be in GT7, but it will be really freaking sick if we can get Pikes Peak as well. So there is still hope, but unfortunately Pikes Peak is not confirmed. This is going to be a new fictional track by the looks of it. Pretty sure this is Lasarth at night. Once again, gorgeous reflections, gorgeous gloom. You could finally put a supercharger on an 86. I can finally make my own car in Gran Turismo. It's about time. And actual part upgrades are returning finally instead of some stupid percentage gain or loss. But that was confirmed in the previous trailer anyways. We knew this was coming back. Customizable aero, which actually looks pretty good. It utilizes the stock aerodynamics as well, as you can see by this. And finally, we have customizable tire width, as you can see by the bottom. You could change not only the rim width, but also the offset. But it doesn't look like you'll be able to fine-tune it the way you want because it's set to wide currently. So I guess there's going to be default settings for it, unfortunately. But at least we're finally getting it. Once again, I don't know if it was in GT5, 6, or Sport, but I see it there. I'm happy about it. You can even change the rear diffusers. That's how in-depth they're going with this. Porsche 911 Turbo. Sexy, sexy, sexy car. Now, one thing I do like about this is the water droplets on the windshield. Those actually look somewhat realistic, whereas in previous games it was just dots that would just disappear and reappear on the screen randomly in certain GT games. It was quite poorly animated back then, but this time around, the water droplets look so much better. The one thing that's kind of throwing me off a little bit is the windshield wiper animations. The motion doesn't really seem that natural, but I'm just nitpicking at that point. It's fine, it's whatever. But hopefully they do a little bit of fine tweaking to that. So whenever I first saw this trailer, this shot actually looked like one of the tracks from GT Sport until I looked into the top right. This is actually high speed ring, and it looks like they made a pretty gargantuan change to turn 2. It stretches down a little bit more, and it looks a lot more tight. I don't know how this is going to play out in the game, but I guess we'll see. It seems like they're making changes to at least all of the original tracks that we've seen so far. I'm not mad about it, but I'm also not stoked about it at the same time. It is what it is. They're going to make a few changes to make it more multiplayer friendly, I guess. One other thing to note, in the first trailer, we did see the Gran Turismo Sport heads-up display. I thought they were going to be changing it by the next trailer, but it doesn't look like it. Seems like they're sticking to the GT Sport layout. But who knows? We still have a few months before the game comes out. They might change it by then. This could still be a placeholder for that. We'll just have to wait and see. Up ahead, you can see the Alpha 155, so that's going to be making a return, thankfully. And so is the 99 GTR GT500. Also stoked about that. You can also see a few more cars in the rearview mirror. I'm just going to show a few quick frames of it. You guys can take your guesses on what kind of cars those are. I can't really tell just by watching the trailer off of YouTube, so I can definitely see the 787B back there, which is kind of a weird car to be racing with these. Oh boy, all the initial dweebs are going to be going nuts over this. So, time to speculate on what track this could possibly be. At first, I was kind of speculating that this could be Midfield Raceway, but as I look at it a little bit more, this could actually be Apricot Hill reverse. I could tell by the side that the pits were on and the sides that the grandstands are on, and how it goes downhill just slightly after the start-finish line. My guess is Apricot Hill, but this could be anything. Who knows? Now, I can't tell if this is the same track or a different track, but judging by the size that the stands are on, this is probably a different track now. I wish there wasn't so much screen shake and blur in these trailers so we can actually get a better look at the clarity and the reflections and all the details. I really feel like motion blur really destroys a lot of video quality, especially if there's way too much of it. Really not a fan of it so far, but I'm really hoping that they add an option to disable it, like I've been mentioning. It just kind of ruins this trailer a little bit for me, but I'm just nitpicking at that point. Overall, it still looks awesome. Now, I think this is hilarious. They have old military jeeps racing. This is hilarious, and I think this is pretty freaking sweet. Now here's another one of my favorite shots from the trailer. This looks like it was filmed in real life. Look at the reflections on these cars. You can even see tire rubber on the track. Who thinks about adding this much detail into any game? Now yes, this is more than likely Tokyo Expressway, but this could also be Special Stage Route 5. That's going to be my guess. But the safer guess would be Tokyo Expressway. But I'm really hoping we get Special Stage back. Another beautiful shot of Lasarth at night with the wet ground. This looks so fucking close to real life. I know I keep saying that. I know I keep repeating myself. But man, this trailer just blew me away. So, the game comes out on March 4th, 2022. Let me know what you guys think of the trailer, if you guys are excited for it. I am 110% going to be uploading videos of this the day it comes out, so make sure you're ready for that. If we get any more trailers, I'll probably do some more breakdowns of them, but I figured I really wanted to make this video, so here you go. Hope you guys caught a few things that you missed on the first time you watched it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.